What do you know about civil rights? What do you know about Black history? What do you know about the icons, the legends who have forged the path for us as we matriculate through this thing called life? Hello, Professor BJ here. I wanted to come today. A very sad day for many of us in the community, globally, nationally, locally. The Reverend Jessie Jackson Sr. has passed away. It was announced early this morning. I wanted to come and share my experiences with Reverend Jackson, with his family. And again, everything I say is for education and training purposes only. I was actually at Howard University when he ran for president back in 1984. That was an electric time. His daughter Santita was at Howard during the time that I was at Howard. If you've ever been to an HBCU, you know back in the 80s, the political atmosphere. There was a protest against apartheid in South Africa. I actually protested at the embassy of South Africa. I'm glad I didn't get arrested. I would have been in a lot of trouble with my parents. But if I'm not mistaken, the Reverend Jesse Jackson stopped at Howard University. That was one of his first major stops to campaign for the President of the United States. He was actually the first black man to run for president, long before President Obama, the former President Obama. But it was an electric time. If any of you have gone to an HBC, you know how electric it is to have someone of his stature come to, an HBCU. He was at Crampton Auditorium. Those of you that have gone to Howard, you know that's where all the magic happened. It was on the main campus. It was adjacent to the School of Fine Arts there. Close to the yard, and students waited in line to get tickets to get into his presentation. It had been announced. It was so exciting to be able to see him in person. Of course, we know the slogan of his organization, Rainbow Coalition, keep hope alive. And as a young, bright student, anyone that's been in college, that's been young, you have all these expectations of how you can change the world. So it was a very exciting time. My major was actually political science, so it was doubly important for me to be a part of that process, to witness it firsthand. I didn't go into politics, but that was my goal in high school. Actually, in my yearbook, I have the caption. You know how in your yearbook, high school yearbook, you have a caption. Mine was to be the best senator or congressperson I could be. I never made it to politics, but I was very involved in the political process at Howard. I was the president of the Political Science Society. My major was political science, minor was English. But it was an exciting time. And my condolences to his family, to his daughter Santita. Again, she didn't know me from a can of paint, but I found out that she was there when I was there, so I was really excited about that. Any of you that have gone to an HBCU, when you get there, you want to know who's who, who's adjacent to who. That's like a really big thing when you go to an HBCU, because there are a lot of great leaders, that have been there before. We stand on the shoulders of those who have come before us. We use the terms icon, legend very loosely today, but when we talk about true legends, again, this is my opinion. True legends are people who have put their lives on the line. They have sacrificed for themselves personally, for their families. They were up against tremendous obstacles, barriers, the sit in, at the kitchen counters, at the lunchroom counters, also being hosed down by dogs. It is important for parents, grandparents, family members to teach Black history. In my opinion, there is an erosion of our history. Our history is very rich. We have so many great leaders, so many great icons who have forged the way for us to be who we are today. The John Lewises, the Reverend Jesse Jacksons, the Reverend Al Sharpton, the Sheila Lee Jackson from Texas, who passed away. I think she passed away last year. So many icons, the Barbara Jordans of the world, Reverend from Atlanta. So there's so many. I can't even think of all of them right now. But Maynard Jackson, he was in Atlanta. He was a mayor there. There's so many icons. We can't even. I would be here all day, calling off all the icons, but these are the ones that just come to my mind. I'm sure you know thousands of others, but there's so many Americans that have forged a way, not just for Black Americans, for all Americans, to have the right to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. There is an erosion of that pursuit of happiness. What parents want for their children is to have a better life than they had. Again, these are all my opinions, my observations. Parents want their children to live in a world where there's freedom, where there's options, where there are choices, where they are able to move about, to be productive citizens in this country. And there is an erosion of that right now. And again, the people like Reverend Jackson, he put his life on the line. Think about the sacrifices. He walked alongside Dr. King. There was tremendous safety issues if you read your history. And again, we know what happened to Dr. King and some of the people that followed him. Andrew Young is who I was trying to think of earlier. So there's so many leaders that walk alongside him. Dr. King, his wife, Mrs. Coretta King, and so many other legendary leaders, true leaders, not the leaders that we have today, but some really true leaders that stood in the gap for us so that we can have a better life, that we have better opportunities for jobs, for housing, for education, for career opportunities. They opened so many doors for us. That's why it's important that we teach that to our children. So today we honor Reverend Jessie Jackson. We pay homage to him. We thank him for his service. We thank him for his bravery, and we thank him for his courage. It takes a lot of courage to do what he did, to do what our civil rights leaders did. They sacrificed their lives, they sacrificed their families, they sacrificed their homes. We know the history, those of us that have studied it. Many of the homes were, I can't say certain words here, but certain, parts of their lives were destroyed because of what they stood for the right for us to have life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. So to the family, my condolences. It was an honor for me to have met Reverend Jackson, again, during his campaign for President of the United States in 1984, Howard University, Crampton Auditorium. And I hold those memories, close to my heart, to his family. I hope that, you can find peace. We know that earth has no sorrow, that heaven cannot heal. So thank you for sharing him with us, because as a leader at his stature, he probably many, family outings he missed, the children's activities he's missed, because he was doing the work of a civil rights leader. And that includes a lot of sacrifices. So again, Professor BJ here, study your history. Again, condolences to the family. Don't let what's happening now diminish what contributions we collectively have made to this country. Don't let that go by the wayside. We are a great people. We've done great things, and we will continue to be great despite everything. We have to always remember that. We know who's in charge, and we have to keep that close to our heart. So again, take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Until the next video.